I was sick and tired of not facing the fact that I've allowed life to make me feel like a loser. And a lot of us allow life to do that, and we accept it. And a lot of us talk about how we believe in God. We believe in something higher than us. If that is truth, you won't allow yourself to feel that way. A lot of people don't understand that. If you really believe God did not put you on earth to be nothing. I went in the mirror as my mom sat me down in the bed and said, "You're gonna fail." That's the only advice I had. And my principal, no one had any good advice for me. I was alone. But I went to the mirror, the accountability mirror, I looked in and I said, "My God, man, you are on your own. And what are you gonna do about it?" And that's when I slowly started to change my life. But it doesn't happen that quickly. But I slowly started to change when I was about 17 years old. No one's gonna save you. No one's gonna come out of the woods and say, "Hey, I got your back, man." Some people get that, but very few of us do. So the only person coming to save you is yourself. And that's what the book's about, man. Don't look around the corner hoping, "I'm gonna sit on this couch and hope for a miracle." It might come to that 1%, but it ain't coming to most of us. So you better start getting to work. When things start to suck really, really bad, my brain and a lot of people's brain, they don't go to the people that called you or your dad beating you up. Your brain says, "We gotta get out of here. This is miserable." So anger goes away a lot of times when you're suffering because your brain just says, "We gotta run. We gotta go." So that anger is not popping up saying, "Oh, I'm gonna show them. I'm gonna show those people." No, there has to be a much deeper. When I say deeper, it has to be down to mineral soil. It has to be down to that nice mineral soil where nothing can burn. You can't burn dirt. So it has to be down that low, that literally is something in you that's at the core of your soul. But you don't find it unless you spend a lot of time with what you want to be in life. I can't give that to you. Right. You can't give it to somebody. When you find your true passion in life, and my passion for me, I want to be someone that I'm proud of. That I want to look at myself in the mirror because I was so disappointed. That accountability mirror I talk about, I was so disappointed in what I saw every day. I wanted everybody to love David Goggins. And a lot of people did. I didn't love myself. But I knew a lot of us want to find peace first. So people say, "Man, you always talk about this suffering and pain." I'm at peace right now because I went through that. You don't find peace first. If you do, Merry Christmas, more power to you. I found peace on the opposite end of finding myself. And no one really finds themselves without going through trials, tribulations, suffering, accountability. And accountability is suffering. Being accountable every day for doing right for yourself, for the people next to you, it's miserable. It's hard. The most important conversation you'll ever have is the one you have with yourself. You wake up with it, you walk around with it, eventually you'll act on it. And my self-talk was the most disgusting self-talk of all time. So the sewer of my mind, like I said, you have to go back in there and fix things. A lot of us are afraid, like right now, 20 years ago, you wouldn't find me on this show. I was too embarrassed to tell you I stuttered, I lied, all these different things, getting beat up, getting bullied, whatever happened. But that's where the true transformation starts to happen. When you can look at people, anybody, thousands of people, one person and say, "Hey, this is who I am. And this is where I have to fix myself. And this is where it really happened." I thought it happened when I was in, 19, 18 years old trying to pass this military test. It happened here when I was almost 300 pounds, spraying for cockroaches, making $1,000 a month. And people called me dumb. My dad called me so many things, it's not even funny. Being beat just stripped me of all self-esteem. This is when I realized I was alone on this earth. I have God alone on this earth, and I have to fix everything. So this is where I started to develop an indestructible mental toolbox. And the thing that scares me the most is that 300-pound man is the same person that's sitting in front of you today. I could have lived my whole entire life. I could have went to heaven being a 297, 300, 350 pound man, I see where I'm at today, but I know where I come from. And it's kind of hard to almost separate that. I'm amazed at what a human being can actually do. So when I start talking to myself in the third person, it's strictly because I know that I literally made this human being out of a whole bunch of scraps. You know, I wasn't a mechanic. I wasn't a carpenter. So I didn't know how to do any of this. You know, I wasn't trained in how to build a human being from nothing. You know, like my mom didn't train me. My dad didn't train me. Life did train me. And I started putting this scrap metal together. I'm like, I wonder what's gonna happen, you know? And after a while, I started learning more and more and more through pain and suffering. I started learning so much about stuff. Before I knew it, man, I built this beautiful car. I'm like, how did I do that? I know how to do it because I have all the tools. Through all the failure I went through trying to build this person who's Goggins.
A few weeks ago, I was in the gym working out, and this NBA player walks in with his trainer. I could tell by the exercise they were doing, he was used to doing just 12 reps. Because when the trainer said, let's do 15 today, he got a little attitude. It became very clear to me on why he was a bench warmer. Having that bare minimum attitude would keep your ass on that bench. If he heard what he was being in that moment, he wouldn't have said it. It motivated me though. It was locked in my brain, it's still there now, on how he sounded. It kept me in the gym another 2 hours. The thing about it is this, it's not just the 3 reps that he failed to recognize. It's what happens in those 3 reps that make you better. Never do the bare minimum.
A lot of people, they don't know my entire story. They think I was born this man that they see now. They see what was created. They see the end of the job. They didn't see what it took to get there. And to develop a man like this, I realized that, you know, like to sharpen a sword, to make a sword, you have to put it through fire repeatedly. And so my mindset started to become that. And I realized that nothing hard comes from soft. And so when people have that mindset of I failed, it determines how you look at that. I started looking at that as a whole different way of living. Like, how many people could do what you do, David? It's that internal conversation I started having that was motivating me. I knew where I came from. I was like, but I knew where I was going. Like, how many people can come from your background? You couldn't even read. And then I put myself in a deeper hole. So all this was inspiring me. I went from a guy who couldn't read, who got beat, who got called all these things growing up. His dad beat the soul out of him. But I was 175 pounds. Now I'm almost 300 pounds. I'm in a worse hole. But it's gonna make for an even better story at the end of all this. So I started turning all these conversations into power. All the failure, all the rocky moments that we have in life, they're so powerful to say, what if I can get up and make this turn out to be what I want it to be?